Our story begins in a modest forest, yeah, in a very down and run down like an alarm clock cottage. We meet up with our protagonist, or as I like to call him, the antagonist, Jack. Jack's mom says to Jack that send the cow rice, as in sell that cow for money. Isn't that green, that good stuff in green? And I'm not talking about lima beans, although they are pretty good. I'm not talking about myself, because one, I'm not a narcissist, and two, I'm pretty cool. I don't need to talk about myself. Anywho, Jack decides to go get some money until he gets distracted. He sells the cow for magic beans. When he returns home, his mom more or less gets furious at Jack and tells him to go to bed without supper. Wow, okay, that got dark fast. And they call this a children's book? Jeez. Anywho, overnight, after Jack's mom throws out those beans, the old fool, the beans grow into a beanstalk. Ha! Who's the fool now, Mom? Well, Jack decides to go up it. Without any gear or anything. Jack just climbs up a gravity-defying beanstalk. Ah, that's something, alright. What? And above the clouds comes a castle. Somehow. And well, Jack begins to take a look around. That's right, he crawls through the front door. And guess what he finds? You can pause the video, I'm not giving you that much time. Beep, 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 time's up. What's up? The answers are a golden harp and a goose that can lay painful golden eggs. You know, I'm surprised geese can lay golden eggs. Granted, it is hard for them to lay an egg usually, so I can only imagine the pain they'll have laying a gold one. Anywho, Jack decides to take the golden harp, which apparently is alive. That's just downright creepy. And the goose that can lay painful golden eggs. Only for a certain giant to come out and notice Jack stealing his stuff. And if I had a nickel for every time this line came about, I'd be freaking rich. And that line happens to be fee, fi, fo, fum, I smell the blood of an Englishman, or something like that. Be he a man or be he a gal, I shall chase him from here to now. Or something like that, again. And well, Jack, scared crapless, runs as fast as he can. Only with the giant pursuing right behind them. Or right behind Jack. And then it becomes a race down the beanstalk. And we all know who won that race. Jack. So Jack puts down the geese and golden harp and takes an axe and violently chops that beanstalk with the giant on it. Down goes the beanstalk with the giant brute on it, and splat. Down goes Giant, and dead he is. No, seriously, apparently the giant's dead. And, for kids. For kids. And so, I guess Jack and his mom aren't broke anymore. I don't know why, but something about that just feels wrong. If that didn't get you triggered or upset, I'll tell you another tale. And this one is just as dark. And this one is called Little Red Riding Hood. Anywho, just like Jack and the Beanstalk starts off in the forest, this time a gal named Red Riding Hood and her mom lives in this one. Boy, doesn't this feel familiar now. And well, according to Red's mom, Red's grandma is ill, and well, the mom wants her to take a basket full of food and goodies to her, alone, in the dark woods, unsupervised. Sheesh, child labor laws, isn't it? And so Red accepts. Little does she know what lurks about in there. While trotting along happy, Red notices a certain tall, gray, two-legged menace called a wolf. Yes, the wolf walked on two legs in this story. I don't know why, and I don't know how. Anywho, the wolf just gives her a question on where is she going, and Red, being partially ignorant, just tells the wolf where she's going. Jeez. And so the wolf decides to make a quick distraction by telling her to go pick some flowers for her dear old grandma. You know, this wolf's more like an anti-hero than a villain. Psych. The wolf races to Grandma's house and makes it there first. And when Grandma lets the door down, the wolf... Well, this goes in two directions. Direction one, the wolf locks up Grandma in the cupboard. And two, this is where the dark part begins. She swallows Grandma whole. Yep, that's the kicker of the day. Uses the grandma like an appetizer. Little does I know, our red main course is about to feel a threatening message. A very scary message. So after Red being easily distracted and picks some good flowers for Grandma, the wolf quickly gets into character of Grandma and lets Red in. And here comes another time where I say, boy, if I had a nickel for every time this came along, I'd be rich. And so Red notices something's a bit different about Grandma. And here we go. Oh, Grandma, what big eyes you have. The better to see you with, my dear. Oh, Grandma, what big nose you have. The better to smell you with, dearie. Oh, Grandma, what big ears you got. The better to hear you, sweetums. And here's where Red figures out something's not right. Oh, Grandma, what big teeth you have. The better to eat you with. And so Red figures out that ain't Grandma, it's the wolf. No crap, Sherlock. What gave you that idea? And so the wolf has his little red maned course. And things look bad for the heroes, don't they? Not until a lumberjack shows up out of nowhere. I don't know why, but just does. To do his good deed for the day. Until the big, tall, Paul Bunyan-like lumberjack tells that wolf to cough up the goodies, or else he's gonna be a carpet. And this is where the two things go off. Story A: the lumberjack cuts open that wolf's stomach, with Grandma and Red surprisingly not bitten and unharmed by the stomach acid. There's complete and utter luck there for a second. And two, or story B, the wolf actually does spit up Grandma and Red Riding Hood. Again, no teeth marks, no bite marks, nor burned alive by stomach acid. And this is only in story B, but the wolf then amps Grays, knowing if he's gonna deal with a lumberjack, he might as well be dead. Anyway, that's the end of the story. And the moral is, go into the woods unsupervised. Be my guest. Then don't talk to strangers. Seriously. This concludes my controversy, or anger towards controversy video. Like, subscribe, Share this with a friend and scram.